What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope all's good wherever you are. In this video, we got Dr. Sam Richards of Penn State University having his students debate the Second Amendment. If you've never heard of him, he runs a channel called SOC119. It's a terrific channel. He's having the important conversations with students. I'll link the full video that this clip was taken from in the bottom, and I'll also link his channel in the description. Let's get into it.
Let's just kind of show you what we're going to do. So I need two international students who are born outside the U.S., who live outside the U.S. They're just here. Okay, so here's what I need. I need someone who's really into guns. Like an American who's really into guns, man. You have an NRA sticker? Okay, you're good. All right, wait, hang on. Let me see that. Dude, not only that. Oh, shit, look at this. Hey, can you get that? Put that on the screen. You got Trump. Dude, oh my God, wait, hang on, turn around. Show her shirt also. Shit. Okay, so, all right, come on in the front. Emily is into guns.
Okay.
Like really into guns. And your job is to discover, because I know in Colombia, like basically no one has guns. I mean, not in Bogota, it's impossible to get a gun in Colombia.
Yeah.
And in Australia, it's very difficult. So I want you to learn some things about guns in the United States by asking her questions.
I don't have good accuracy. Okay. Should I still go shooting? I really want to try it.
Oh, definitely. There's a bunch of ranges that you can go to. I'm sure there's some at State College. I personally haven't gone shooting here, but yeah, there's people that can teach you. There's lessons. I personally would love to teach you if you want to learn.
And what kind of attracts you to the guns? Is it like the feeling of the power, or is it just the action, or is it what attracts you to guns? What do you like about
Well, it depends
guns?
on what kind of gun you're talking about. If you're talking about a rifle, like an AK-47 or an AR-15, it's something that they're just fun to shoot. Like they're fun to go to the range and have a beer and go shoot some skeet. But if it's like a pistol that's more used for self-protection, I get to kind of practice in a situation where you'd need it.
Okay, let me coach you right here.
Right.
So do you have a follow-up question?
What do you think about guns outside of the gun range?
I personally have a concealed carry permit. I don't carry on campus. I'm not carrying right now. But I think it's a necessity, honestly. We just saw the thing that just happened down in Texas. And if it wasn't for the armed security guard there was probably a lot more lives would have been lost than the two men that were.
I'm not against guns, but if everyone is allowed to have them, don't you think the shootings will go down in a way? Like if it's not that easy to get guns, wouldn't it be easier to control shootings or things like that? Since you just mentioned Texas.
Yeah, so it depends on what kind of guns you're talking about. You can't just go out and buy an AK-47. You just can't do it. You have to have a background check, and you have to have a permit for it. Concealed carry permits, it's a lot easier in Pennsylvania than other states to get it. So I just lived in DC for a couple months, and there you have to take a class, and you have to be trained to do it. So it's all kind of really depending on where you think about it politically. I personally think that you should be able to carry as a self-protection thing. And that's not just from people either. I grew up on a farm where we had bears on our property that you can't really stop with a
You have bears
baseball
on your
bat.
property?
He could not have found a better student than this young lady to have this debate with. And of course, she's 100% right now. I'm somebody who currently lives in a country where I'm not a citizen of, and I am not able to own handguns or any firearm, to be fair. But I grew up in Canada, in a country where most people do not own handguns, and I grew up hunting, and we always had rifles and shotguns because it's Canada and there's bear. If you go camping, you bring a rifle or a shotgun with you for protection, just in case. But later on in life, I was somebody who made sure to get my purchase and acquisition license for handguns. And just like this young lady was saying, it's for personal protection, to protect your family, to protect your home. Let's face it, in Canada, things are not getting any better. All these break-ins that are happening in the Toronto area, all diluting most of the crime, are not done statistically by Canadian-born citizens. So as times change, I do believe that it's important, and this will never happen with the current government, but I believe that it's important that people learn that they probably might want to own a handgun or a shotgun for home defense. If you look at America and you look at all the open carry states, those are the states with the least amount of handgun killings, handgun crimes. Now you might say, well, they're less populated areas generally than the big cities, but the big cities are very much liberal big cities. Like at Chicago, I think there's 1 death per day by guns, and it's a very liberal city in a very liberal state that practices catch and release. Yeah, I'm somebody who really believes in the American Second Amendment. As a Canadian, I wish we had that in our country. And I think there's a lot of other countries around that wish the same thing as well. And before we get back to the video, guys, if you enjoyed these videos, please smash that thumbs up button. Consider subscribing to the channel to help it grow. Let's get back to the video.
Yeah, you
right.
have bears
My
on my property growing up.
question.
Okay. Do you have another question?
I was gonna say, do you like shooting more rangers or animals?
I mean, I do hunt, but
do you hunt for?
hunt deer. I do more archery than rifle, actually.
You do archery too?
Yeah.
Could you, no kidding, could you see that camera over there?
Yeah.
Could you hit that camera with a bow, with an arrow?
Probably.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the center of the camera or just the camera itself?
Probably. It's a couple
The center?
Probably, depending on what sights you have on the bow and what bow you have.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you have another question for her?
Yeah, so me, being from Australia, we're not really used to seeing guns out in public. So when we went to Walmart, me and my friends, we were a bit like surprised just seeing it in a
Yeah.
rack. And as we understand it, that it's just, you can't just buy it from the rack, but you need a permit and things like that. But don't you think the permit process is a bit liberal as well? Because if you have no prior offenses, I'm not too sure what the permit process is, but if you do not have a prior offense, do you think that is still too liberal to get a gun at the age of 18?
I don't, just because if you put certain regulations on certain things, so there's a thing called the red flag laws that people, that some Texas politicians like Dan Crenshaw are really going for, and it's a good in a sense that a red flag law means that you can't own a gun if like a psychiatrist or something says that you are not mentally fit for it,
Yeah,
right?
let's flag you.
But that can be abused. So I can say that I feel uncomfortable him having a gun around me because he smokes pot, and
No, I smoke
because
pot.
he smoked pot. Sorry, I assumed. Smoked pot, and I don't think he's mentally sound for that. So it can,
Right.
and when he really could be, because it was a thing that he did in the past. You know
So-
what I mean? So it's something that could be abused. That
Okay, so here's a question that y'all missed. I will say, when she started talking, she said, well, it's not like, sometimes it's different. Every gun's different. Sometimes it's not like, you go drink a beer and then you go shoot your AK-47. So, like, do you drink beer and shoot an AK-47? Have you ever done that?
not an AK-47, but like 22s, yeah.
Oh,
like
okay,
rifles.
okay,
You
okay.
do, and you shoot skeet on the range.
All right.
And it's all people around you. Like there's people, the professionals there watching. It's not like you're getting drunk. It's like you're having one singular beer.
So what do you wish people, as a gun owner, and as a gun enthusiast,
Yeah.
what do you wish people would ask you when they like meet you? So they see your NRA sticker. What are some things you wish people would actually ask you?
Probably why, like, I feel strongly about having guns, or not like having guns, but like being able to protect oneself instead of just assuming that like I hate the assumption that people, when they think about like assault rifles, that anyone that owns an assault rifle wants to go out and kill somebody. I've had someone say that to me before, and I'm like, I do not. Like I own assault rifles, and I'm not going to hurt anybody with it.
Yeah.
It's just for fun. It's for protection. It's for
Well, so here, this is actually kind of a really cool conversation because it's like the stereotypes that we make of like all Muslims are, or poor people are this, or white people X, whatever it is, like Christians this. It's like all these things that we can say would be like people who own assault rifles are all like this kind of thing. So it's the same. It sort of goes around in lots of different ways.
So you say about protecting yourself. So protecting yourself against what? Animals, I understand. Like you said, you have bears on your property.
People, break-ins in your house. It happens all over the country. It happened at State College where an older gentleman at the Ramada, like last year, where the guy broke into his house after shooting up the bar and broke into his house. That's something that you could have something to protect yourself from. It's not necessarily going out and always having it on you, but having a rifle or having a pistol in your home to protect yourself from people or animals or I'm a big Second Amendment person, government.
That'll be it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and please go give Sam Richards' channel a follow. Whether you agree with him or not politically, I know I called him a liberal in the title, but he's very much a moderate. He's conservative on some issues, he's liberal on others, but he's having the important conversations, and that's what we want. What you don't want is these very leftist university teachers indoctrinating people, but not be willing to have the conversations. Okay, a lot of these progressive intellectuals, their ideas don't have like the stand down. It's like a house of cards, right? It just crumbles as soon as you ask a simple question, like the gender ideology question. What is a woman? We need more teachers like Sam Richards, who are having the debates, who are having the conversations, who are pushing for critical thinking, who are asking the right questions and teaching their students to think and ask questions for themselves and to make up their own mind, but not to shove their ideas and their political views down their throats. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, consider smashing that thumbs up button, subscribing to the channel, help it grow, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out, everybody.